You don't know anything about boats. Hey guys, so I was gonna do a quick video today showing my ascender. Thought I'd do a quick video on that. I use a different one for my to the top of the platform, but
Alright guys, so I've been wanting to do this video for a pretty good while, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough seat time in this saddle before I did this. So last season I got the Cruzr, XC, the expansion chamber one, and I hunted with it the last half of the season last year, and I really liked it. It was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. So when I get in the woods, I've got, I'm in there at least an hour before daylight. I wear my saddle in. I don't carry it in or pack it in or anything like that. I wear it in. But when I get in the woods and I get set up on the tree, I've got this going on. This is my little knee pad, my little cheap butt pad that came from Walmart, and I've showed how I set it up on the tree, how it straps the tree, and all that. But anyway, so I put my knee pad up, and I'm a setter. I found if I stand a lot, I can do it for a little while, but I'm not crazy about it because it seems like I end up swaying a little back and forth like this, and I'm not as still. So if I can sit and put my knees against that tree, I can be super still. So that's the reason I sit more than I stand. And when I was standing with the tethered saddle that I had, it was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have any problems with it as long as I was standing. It was when I would sit. So me getting in there an hour before daylight, sitting, before it even got daylight, an hour, a little less than an hour, it was already so uncomfortable. I would be fidgeting around. I'd be going from standing up to sitting down, standing up to sitting down, because I couldn't get it comfortable. They're just too narrow for my big butt, I guess. So I bought this one, and what I like about it is it's just like I thought. So even when the pleat is closed on it, it's still about an inch and a half wider than the tether. But when you get in there, you can grab this pleat and pull it down and extend it out and set down, and it is like, literally, it's like sitting in a daggone fold-out chair. I mean, it's huge. You got all this room here. It comes way down here instead of being up here on the edge of your butt cheek, and you having to move the whole saddle up and down. You can just open that pleat up by just grabbing the bottom of the saddle and pulling it down. You're widening that seat like another 4 inches, and then you can sit down in it and put those knees against the tree that way, and it's like super comfortable. I can literally get in the tree an hour before daylight. I can get up in the woods, get set up, get up in the tree, and I can sit down in this saddle, go ahead and open that pleat up so that it's wider, and I can sit there. If I'm in there by 5 o'clock, I'm in the woods usually. So 5:30, I'm in the woods and set up in my tree. That gives me plenty of time before it gets daylight for everything to kind of calm down and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there, a good hour before daylight, and then I don't leave the woods till most days, probably 12. So I'm in there from 5 to 12. You're looking at like 7 hours. I'm just sitting in a tree most days. Now some days I'll get down 10:30, 11 if I ain't seeing nothing or don't think I'm going to see anything like that. But most days, I'm there till about 12 o'clock. So you're looking at least 7 hours. I'm sitting in this saddle. And you don't want to be, the problem I have with the tether is I'm constantly fidgeting back and forth, and I don't like all that extra movement in the woods. I'd rather get set up, be still and not moving. So if you're just sitting there, waiting for whatever to happen, because if you can pick movement off, way off, that'll get you busted as quick as anything. So I would rather be in here sitting still and comfortable and not moving. And as long as my knees can take that pad that long, which it's a pretty thick pad, it's really comfortable. But as long as my knees can handle the setting that long, I'm fine. they usually don't bother me. I have literally went in since I've got this Cruzr saddle and set that whole 7-hour set and never got up, never had to move. Like even to when I'm shooting, like I can literally grab my bow off the side of the tree and from the setting position, I never have to adjust this to standing up. You can shoot setting down. So I can set and I can still lean at the waist, just like you're supposed to keep the right form, shoot all around the tree, whatever I need to do. And you don't have to stand up to do it. I can turn up sideways on the tree, you know what I'm saying? Get my arm over, and I can still keep the right form, bend at the waist, all that's good. And normally I've got my sticks, you know, I'm at hunt height right now. I'm not, I'm 2 feet off the ground. I just got my platform up for video purposes so you can actually see what I'm doing. But if I've got my stick over here on the other side of the tree, you know, I can still put my foot on that stick, and I can spin around the tree and do whatever I need to do, shoot anywhere I need to shoot, all from the setting position. You do not have to be standing up. So setting down is not necessarily a handicap with this saddle. I know a lot of people would prefer to shoot standing up or whatever. It doesn't bother me. I can shoot standing up, I can shoot setting down. I've practiced since I got this saddle. Since the season ended, I've done a lot of practicing, and I've practiced both ways. I've practiced from the standing position in the saddle to like where I'm just standing and leaning. I've practiced shooting from my feet, you know, from the saddle all around. And then I've done a whole lot of practicing from the setting position because that's what I do mostly, set. So I've got probably a more reps setting than I have standing because it's so comfortable and that's what I like to do. That's how I've shot most of my practice shots. But I just wanted to kind of update you guys on what I thought. I did my initial review on it back when I first got it, but that was before I even hunted out of it. I had to even set in it. I just kind of give my initial thoughts when I unboxed the saddle. But as of right now, I won't be upgrading again. Like this is it. This is the ticket. Once I find something and I settle on something I like, I usually don't change it if there's not a need to. The tethered saddle, I loved it. It's a super built saddle. It's well built. I had no problems out of it aside from the pressure points. Those pressure points were killing me. And I was either, if I sat too long, my legs would start to go numb. So I would have to stand up, pull the saddle lower, and then set back down in it, get it in the right spot. And then it would cut into my legs in a different spot after a while. So I would have to stand up, pull it back up to a different higher. You know, I was constantly having to shift it around, and I didn't like that. So I wanted something that I could just one and done, set in, or stand in, whatever I needed to do. And this is it for me, the Cruzr X2. And I said in my other video, you know, one of the things that I really liked about this saddle was the Cobra buckles on the leg loops. Those are freaking sweet. Like I said, on the G-hooks are not a bad design. They're lightweight. For the purpose they're trying to serve, you know, they're not bad. But I did have one come unhooked on me. I had a couple of them come unhooked several times, but this one particular time I had one come unhooked either walking in or as I was going up the tree in the dark and didn't notice it. So it hung on my stick and I stepped on the stupid thing and it tripped me up. I mean, I didn't fall, I didn't get hurt because you're in a saddle and you're hooked in and all that, but I didn't notice it was undone until it hung up on the stick and tripped me up. So I would rather, I mean, what is it, a couple more ounces you're looking at with these Cobra buckles over the G-hooks? And I really like the Cobra buckles a whole lot better because it's snapped in and it's not going anywhere. And once it's adjusted to the length you want or whatever, you know, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about them coming undone unless you purposely, and you can even push one side of these in and it's still not coming undone. So you don't have to worry about bumping it or something like that and it coming undone. Like you have to physically push both of them in to get these buckles undone. And that's what I like about it. And this one has the adjustable bridge. My tether did not have that, and I found out last season I really like that too. And a lot of people say, well, they buy the tethered mantis, the one that has the company channels in the bridge loop, and they say they buy it for that reason. Okay, let me show you something. You can loosen this. It's Gertic stone. You can loosen this up. You can slide these up high on the bridge if you want to, high on the loop. To change the pressure. I can do the same with this side. I can slide it up to the top of the bridge loop, tighten it back down, and it puts more pressure on the top half of the saddle. Or you can loosen them up slide them back to the middle. I generally keep mine about in the middle. It seems to be where I like it. It's a sweet spot for me. So there's no need to move it anywhere from there for me. But if you wanted to, you don't necessarily have to buy the mantis just for those comfort channels, because you can do the exact same thing with adjustable bridge. Now on my tethered menace, the cheaper one, I guess it's the budget option saddle they have, you cannot do that with it because it's a fixed bridge. So the loops, they're sewn on, they're pre-sewn on. They're not Gertitched on like this adjustable bridge is. So there's no moving it. Wherever it's at is where it's at. In that case, with something like that, you would definitely need the comfort channel to move the bridge around. But with this adjustable bridge, and see too, so you can adjust it on the loops, the bridge loops yourself, or you can adjust the actual bridge here, how long the bridge is here. You just loosen that push-it knot, slide it up or down. You can shorten or lengthen this bridge to get to dial in the comfort on it too. So that's an added bonus, something I like that my other one didn't have. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of get back to you guys and give you an update on what I thought about this thing. That I've had a fair amount of hunting time out of it, and then I've had a lot of seat time in it as far as just setting and practicing shooting my bow and stuff. So if you guys are looking for a saddle, depending on what you like, I'm not knocking on tethers. I'm not knocking on the menace or the mantis or any of those. The only ones I've ever hunted out of is the menace, the $180-something one they got, the cheaper version one, and this Cruzr. I've never set any other saddle, so I mean, I'm not knocking one over the other. I'm just saying that's the pluses for me. After hunting a season and maybe a whole season and a half or something out of the tethers, and then running this one, I can see there's a huge comfort difference. This Cruzr is like a daggone Cadillac compared to the tethers, the one that I had anyway. As far as adjustability and all that, and the comfort wise, this is it. So, and they kind of market that the menace is like a bigger guy's saddle. That's what I've seen them say. You know, it's for the bigger guys. It's more comfort for the bigger guys. I don't see how, because it's so narrow. Like it just cuts into me more. And I'm not a really big guy. I've got a big butt, but I mean, I'm not a real big guy. I weigh 175 pounds. And it just, I cannot get comfortable in it, not for extended periods of time. If you're, like I said, if you like to set, if you're a standard or a leaner or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to be a problem. You're going to like it either way. But as far as setting, if you think you're going to like to do a lot of setting versus standing or leaning, Cruzr is the way to go for sure. I really freaking love this saddle. And I'm actually running my Cruzr bag on this side, and I put the tethered dump pouch that I had off my tethered saddle on this side just to carry more junk. So instead of trying to stuff both ropes into that one bag, I put one in one bag and one in this bag, and I've got a